Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Mid-Cloaked Falconer Predator that was produced by NECA as part of their Predators line of products. I picked this up from BigBadToyStore.com for $17.99, and I've also seen these for sale at Toys R Us as well. This is part of the recently released 7th series of Predator figures. When I first got the figure out of the blister pack, I liked what I saw. I never did get a Falconer when I started collecting Predators last year, so I was glad to be able to add him to my Predator collection without having to pay extra money for him on the secondary market. I was also pleased to discover that the detailing on this figure is nicely done, much like how the Cloaked Classic Predator looked, as well as the Mid-Cloaked Berserker Predator that was included in last winter's Toys R Us exclusive Predator 2-pack. I was also glad to not have that intense chemical smell greet me when I first opened the package. The articulation joints on this figure all worked well right out of the packaging. I had no problem in moving the shoulders, elbows, wrists, ankles, hips, or knees. I was initially concerned that the left elbow looked to either be hyperextended or broken in the package, but I was relieved to discover that it was an optical illusion. I also thought that the wrist blade was missing, but it had been placed on the blister pack behind the Predator's packaging logo where I couldn't see it. Now, I've noticed that some of the Falconers have messed up dreadlocks in their packaging, so be on the lookout for that if you find these in a brick and mortar store. So let me pause here, zoom in, and give you a closer look as to what the figure looks like. Okay. Alright, Falconer Predator comes with 2 different accessories, so let me pan down real quick and I'll show you what they are. The figure stands that you see him standing on were not included in the package and were purchased by me separately. Okay, first up he came with his Falcon accessory. This was a highly anticipated accessory to get with this figure, as it's my understanding that the previous release of the Falconer didn't come with it. The 2 blades that you see located in the front of the bird are removable. Just like this. See, they come right out. And there's what the blade looks like when it is removed from the front of the bird. Now, you can also peg this bird into the Falconer's back for storage, or you can peg it into his left forearm for posing purposes. And as you can see, it looks fairly movie accurate. Now, the only problem that I have noticed with this accessory is this little peg that you see here on the bottom of the bird. It has a tendency to come out. So be careful that you don't lose it accidentally with repeated insertions and removals of this accessory. Alright, next up, here is the aforementioned wrist blade. This is the same accessory that was included with the Mid-Cloaked Berserker Predator that came out last year in that Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack. And as you can see, it is removable and it pegs right into the figure's right wrist. But unfortunately, this accessory doesn't seem to want to stay firmly in place, so be careful that you don't lose this, and don't jam it into that socket because this feels very fragile. Alright, back to the figure itself. What I'll do now is a quick 360 of the Falconer and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front, from the left, from the rear, from the right-hand side, finally, here we are once again from the front. So overall, I like this figure quite a bit. I like this mid-cloak coloring scheme, and I think it's going to go really nicely with my half-cloaked Berserker Predator, especially with that camouflage background that came in that particular figure's packaging. The only problem that I ran into was with the placement peg on the bird accessory falling out easily, as well as this wrist blade. It has a tendency to fall out easily too. But in spite of that, I have no problem in giving this figure a great recommendation. I think this is going to make for a solid addition to anyone's Predator collection. So if you see him, pick him up. And I also wanted to take a moment to give a shout out to the MU Collector Club website. They cover many toy lines, including Marvel, DC, NECA, Masters of the Universe, all that good stuff. What I'll do is I'll provide a link to them in the description below. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.